Hello, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Show and Tell What the Hell. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about this that I just picked up yesterday. I've been meaning to actually play with it and show you what it's all about. I'm pretty excited with this new Transformers Cyberverse figure because it looks a lot like the old Sharkticon Gnaw. Again, for those of you not familiar with Transformers, and why are you watching this if you're not? No, but this is based on from the Transformers the movie, the animated movie. Some of my favorite characters called the Sharkticons, and that's what he looks like when he's transformed. His name is Gnaw. It's let's see, it's convert to activate. So there's some sort of mechanism. So we're going to open him up and see what he's all about. The reason I have some other Sharkticons, but the reason I bought this one is because I was very curious as to what size he was going to be, because I had seen him in some of the forums. Always go for that corner. Always go for that corner. Discard! And very curious to what he was going to look like. Here's little instructions here. I think I could figure it out without the instructions. I like to explore. I usually don't show the transformations, but these, how do you guys take out these things? You guys get all crazy with the scissors? Sometimes I go behind here if there's enough room to... Sometimes I try to pry them out. This one's got a big one. Sometimes I just pull it out like a maniac. Ah, yes. And this is making a lot of noise! So, pull them out. Here's a little spiked tail here. I really like the Sharkticons just because when you first see them in the cartoons, they're pretty creepy. They're pretty creepy. They're out hanging out with the Quintessons, and I wanted to go over him because I wasn't sure what this figure was going to be like, because there was already a pretty good Sharkticon release, and I thought he was going to be the same mold, just slightly different, but this guy's way bigger. It shares some of the same, it looks like it shares some of the same engineering. But here he is. He's a pretty nice, I wonder what the gimmick is. There's a little fin in the back. There's a little, look at this. Be careful. Don't let your little girls play with this toy, or little boys with long hair, because their hair is going to get stuck inside the Sharkticon. So, yes, indeed, a very dangerous character and a dangerous toy. So I guess, let's see, how is this supposed to work here? Am I gonna push it here? No? Doesn't work? No? Oh, so this thing is supposed to spin here somehow. So that's pretty interesting. Oh, so he's supposed to spin around here, huh? Okay, took the leg off. So that's what he does. I wasn't sure, so... You get the fin in the back, and he does this nice little spin move, like Cyclone from Masters of the Universe. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Cyberverse are not really aimed at collectors, so I haven't picked up a whole bunch of these. But this is pretty fun. It's kind of like a... Yeah, I could just zone out and just do this all day. And, oops, he attacked the camera. He's actually got some pretty decent articulation. He doesn't have elbow articulation, which is not a big problem with me, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be posing him like this. But he cost about $10, which isn't too bad. Paint apps are limited. He's got a very shiny cheap plastic deal to him, but he does look like a G1 Sharkticon. It actually locks in here, so you have to like undo that in order for him to do his mechanism. I guess you can kind of have it hovered over. Nice little Decepticon logo there too. He does have the elbow, shoulder articulation. You could wedge it up here how it's supposed to be. He does have the ball joint here, but again, no hinge right here. If that could be a deal breaker to some people. And you could even move around and go, make him dance. He does have knee articulation, which is something you don't find too often with the with the Cyberverse, he has these little pegs for the legs to lock into right there. So it's really, it hinders him when you want to put his legs forward. But he does have all sorts of leg articulation, and you can get him into some pretty dynamic poses. But he's always been in robot mode a stocky character. Now, I really like the head sculpt on this. Just look at that. Very simple, very G1, and yeah, I like it. I think, to me, as a collector of mostly G1 related stuff, but you know, I liked a lot of the Energon and a lot of the Cybertron series. In fact, Energon is really when I started going back into collecting after Beast Wars, and really became my Transformer collecting renaissance. So let's try to get him transformed into what he's supposed to be. Let's try to figure it out, you and me together. And if I have to go into the... I'm looking at... Sometimes you could just kind of figure these things out just by looking at them. And these Cyberverse figures aren't too difficult to figure out. As far as the inches, they're like little puzzles, you know. That's how I treat them. So that's why I don't like to read the instructions as much, because I've always thought of them as nice little puzzles. And there you go. Now, see how the jaws go in there. Well, the head's a little bit of a sore there, eyesore, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. Let's turn the knees around. Very simple transformation. I like that, and this is a nice size Sharkticon. I wish I had an original Sharkticon, because I think he's relatively the same size, the original Transformers Generation 1 Sharkticon. But recently, is in the Titans line, we had this Sharkticon, and it was way smaller. So let's do a little comparison here. Let's move this away, move this away, and let's get the Takara version, which has another different coloration. So I got a cute little army of Sharkticons. I know I got another Sharkticon lying around somewhere, but it does share a lot of this the same kind of engineering. This does have a ball joint, so this has a lot more articulation here. The arms do move on this guy, and these little arms do not, but it's all right. He's fine just like this. The Sharkticons never struck me as characters that were very dynamic in their poses, so they're not very animated. They just kind of waddle around. It's the mouth thing may bother some people. This is pretty cool where you could do that there. Put another Sharkticon inside of him. You know, whoa, hey, what are you doing? But overall, I think for $10, it's a pretty good stand-in. I mean, I actually, in many ways, there's this one. I like the size of this one compared to this one. Of course, this has like these beautiful clear eyes. This one does not, but I don't know. There's just something about this. It's a fun little Cyberverse toy. Of course, the gimmick doesn't work because he's transformed. So let's untransform him and transform him back. Let's get him back into his. Let's get this guy into his robot mode really quick, and I'll show you. The head actually goes down on that one. The engineering on these little tinier ones are a lot better, but these were also about the $10 price point. So it depends on what you want with a figure. Do you want a figure to be big, or do you want it to, you know, do you want it to have a more intricate transformation? And if you look at the face here, he's got that little mouth thing that just kind of gives him the Transformer puppet mouth that I've seen with many Transformers over the years. And there was something a little off to me about it, and I think that's what it is. So here's this one, and let's put him back. Move my hair. Let's put this guy back into his robot mode. Pretty easy transformation. Pull the jaw down. I never do this. I should do this more often, right? No, I don't think so. Swivel the arm up a little bit. I know. Kind of spoiling the fun. And take his tail out and put it back into his hand. And now you can see Daddy Sharkticon right here. Daddy Sharkticon and little... Let me transform this guy just for the sake of Pete here. For the sake of Pete. Takara one had green eyes. And gonna kind of half-ass transform him here. So, you know, if I find more of these, I might try to get one more. I know I got another one of these regular Sharkticons here. I was meaning to get 3. When you have 2, you have 2. When you have 3, it's an army. But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool to think that there's Sharkticons of different sizes and colors, variations, and they're all pretty cool, man. I like it, and like, especially in shark mode, they all look great together. And I think I'm going to transform them one more time just so I can get them for the camera. But what do you guys think about that? If anyone here reading this does have an original G1 Sharkticon, based on what I have here, is this guy about the same size? I, at one point, played with a G1. Because back in the day, you know, sometimes you'd borrow toys from people. We used to do that. It's like, hey, can I borrow a toy? And sometimes you get a toy back. Sometimes they'd end up, like, well, where did Tommy go? Tommy ended up moving. So let's get him back into that Sharkticon. Big old ding old Sharkticon here. Get that old ninny bong here. I like Transformer the movie. It's one of my favoriteest movies ever. And again, not a difficult transformation. I like that he's got the little teeth in the back there too. I may pick up a few more if I can. Funds have been pretty tight, especially since I'm still trying to get that Unicron. And let's see what happens. Let's see if that Unicron actually does make it. Was this supposed to peg in? This is supposed to peg in. This is totally supposed to peg in. Oops. Let me get the legs back over there. Yeah, there you go. That's supposed to peg in right there. Now I got it right. Now I got the mouth right. So yeah, these are very, I think I would recommend them to people that, especially if we're going to keep them in that mode. Anyone that wants to have a Sharkticon in their collection to add or army build. These are great for army. If you missed these the first time around, which, you know what? I actually didn't see a whole lot of the original Titans ones because I think a lot of people had the same idea. And I think they were also kind of short-packed as well. And these aren't like the good old days where you'd start seeing these at Ross or anything. These just disappeared. I didn't see them. And it's a shame because I would have liked to have gotten more of these Titans Sharkticons. I could probably still get some on eBay somewhere. And I'm glad that I got the Titans, or the Legends Takara version of them, just to have another variation. Also comes with a pretty decent sweep head. Scourge. And so, again, these guys, I picked them up at Target. I think the other Wave Mates, I think Soundwave was part of it. And forgot who else. They weren't really that important to me. I hope they do put out a deluxe Cheetor, because I'm not willing to spend that much money for a deluxe size Cheetor with extra armor that I'm not going to put on. But for those of you Transformer fans that know what I'm talking about, yeah, what do you think about this? And again, if anyone's watching this, I get a lot of viewers that, since I'm so, all my stuff varies from Transformers to music, to Thundercats, to stupid videos of Skeletor talking. I'd like people in the Transformer community to let me, Transformer community to let me know what they think about this. Look, his little head is peeking out. And I hope to get more Transformer videos. Look at the teeth here. Look at the teeth. Look at how the teeth design here. This has kind of like that front buck tooth. This one, I like how this is a little bit more seamless. But yeah, these is you know, if you guys are G1 collectors or classics Chug collectors, classics Henkei Universe Generations collectors, what do you guys think? I think, to me, is a totally worth it. You know, if you get it for about $10, $12, it's not bad. Not bad. If you're seeing them around, let me know. I just saw him the other day. I've been looking out for him, and I'm glad I got him. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching this. Take care now, and we'll see you later on.